Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly reporting from South Florida tonight. And in the What the Heck Just Happened segment, Lance Armstrong confessing to doping and lying to Oprah Winfrey.
I'm a flawed character.
Did it feel wrong?
At the time? No.
It did not even feel wrong.
No. It's scary.
Did you feel bad about it?
No. Even scarier.
Did you feel in any way that you were cheating?
No. The scariest.
Joining us now from New York City, Bernard McGuirk and Greg Gutfeld. So, Gutfeld, begin with you. What do you think's really going on with Armstrong? Why is he even doing this?
Well, I think he realizes that his career is over. He's not going to be riding a bike for money anymore, which is good, because there's nothing more embarrassing than a man closing in on 50 who still wears spandex. It's disgusting. But he's very smart. He understands that in America, shame is dead. You can get away with anything and still have a second career. He understands. I mean, look at when O.J. Simpson, when he was acquitted and he was out, people still wanted to get their picture taken with him. People are still enamored by fame, even if the fame is bad. So he will get a reality show. He will get a book deal. He will get a fragrance called I'm Sorry.
So, according to you, Gutfeld, and you would know this.
Yeah, I would.
Shame is dead.
Shame is dead.
Shame is dead.
People put coolness and fame above shame, above morality.
All right, but I mean, I can't think anybody, McGuirk, who would think that Lance Armstrong is cool after he sits there and can explain himself to Oprah Winfrey, who was very patient in listening to him, didn't tear his throat out as I would have.
No, exactly right. In fact, she asked him.
So why do you think Armstrong's doing it?
He's doing it because, in my opinion, the whole thing reached critical mass, and all he wants to do is salvage some of the many millions that he made as ill-gotten gains, and that's the only reason why he's doing it. Otherwise, he's going to end up as a bicycle messenger on the streets of Manhattan. He will be riding a bike again at some point. And I think, though, we didn't find out a lot because she asked him that question, and he never answered that question. Oprah, instead of channeling her inner Mike Wallace, she channeled her inner Billy Bush. And we wanted to see him, sweating, stumbling, and blubbering like John Boehner leaving a production of Les Miserables. We didn't get that, unfortunately, last night. I mean, he denied coercing his teammates. He denied bribing people. He denied doing steroids since 2005, which coincidentally is the last year that the statute of limitations apply. I mean, he was lying all over the place. I don't think he helped himself at all last night. I came away not liking him a lot less than I did before the interview.
All right. Now, Gutfeld, he's got legal problems all over the place. And we talked about this with our Is It Legal duo earlier in the week. This makes them worse because he basically is saying, I sued the Times of London, for example, and he won a judgment,
right.
$500,000.
Yeah.
Okay? But I was lying. What the story they had was right. And I did it. And now people suing him, assistants, I think there's a hair person or a masseuse or somebody who said, look, he did it, and then he went after her, and all of this business. Now he loses all of those cases. And if he didn't say anything, at least he would have a chance.
Well, you know what? He only has one option left, and that is to enter politics. Clearly, he has the pedigree. I'm telling you, we forgive. And I do think he's still going to come out ahead financially, or else he wouldn't have done it.
Really?
He's a smart guy. He's going to make a deal with, I don't know, the Lifetime Network or the History Channel or whatever, Bravo. I think he'll be really good on Bravo. What to wear when you're, I don't know, in jail. Who knows? He
has zero commercial appeal now in the world.
Have you seen Honey Boo Boo?
Zero.
Have you seen Honey Boo Boo?
No. It's a whole. I know you're mocking this, but it's a whole different ball game. All right. Here's an example, McGuirk. Arnold Schwarzenegger put out a book. It was a confessional book about. Sure. Remember, it was just a few months ago.
Oh yeah, sure.
That book tanked.
Right.
And even though he was on 60 Minutes. And he went around to all his friends in the media, and they did it, and he was sorry, Maria, I was sorry. Nobody bought it.
Right.
All right? And Schwarzenegger didn't do anything near what Armstrong did. So I think that he's through. There's no way, even if he does get a fragrance, Gutfeld, you'll be the only one slapping it on. You know what I'm talking about?
He ruined lives. He ruined people's lives, and that's what really rankles the American public. I mean, he will go down in the pantheon of liars with Anthony Weiner and John Edwards and even Bill Clinton. And I guess Bill Clinton's the only person who can give him any kind of hope because he did rehabilitate his image.
Yeah.
But maybe he would want to start this bicycle messenger company with Anthony Weiner here in New York City. I think that's his only hope because he didn't help himself at all last night, I don't think.
Can we just...
And Gutfeld, do you forgive him on a personal level? Because that's our poll question. I'll read it in a minute, but go ahead.
As you know, I follow professional cycling so closely, so I feel personally betrayed. Of course not. I am like most of America. I don't care about cycling.
No, but I mean, you wrote a book called The Joy of Hate,
yes.
So I just want to know if that carried over in this category, and apparently it does.
It does. I hate everything.
All right, we're going to have more with Gutfeld and McGuirk, and my apologies, as always, I do that every week. Tonight we continue with What the Heck Just Happened. As we reported last night, the captain of the Notre Dame football team, Manti Te'o, caught up in a massive internet fraud. He told the world his net girlfriend, who he apparently never met, died from leukemia. That was false. The girlfriend never even existed. Now Te'o and Notre Dame are in a very bad place. Rejoining us from New York City, Greg Gutfeld and Bernard McGuirk. And you say, McGuirk?
I mean, anybody who has had an imaginary girlfriend for 3 years, I mean, it boggles your mind. I mean, Gutfeld probably has had imaginary girlfriends on the internet for like 20 minutes at a clip, which is understandable. But this is not a good day. What a tangled web we weave, Bill. I mean, this whole catfishing thing that with these poor people who go online and develop these emotional relationships, and then they go to meet the supposed internet love of their life, and it's a Joy Behar lookalike, or Chris Hansen, you know, with a platoon of cops waiting for you. It's just wrong. You know what? Get out there and enjoy life. Grab it, hold it, kiss it, kick the tire. I mean, it's the only way you can experience life. Not sitting there in front of your computer like some pale-faced loser.
Well, that's what's happening, though, boy. It's big time. Now, Gutfeld, what about Notre Dame, though? You know, this is the most famous football program in the world. Reaches the championship game. And it looks like they sat on this story. They knew, I think the day after Christmas, that this wasn't holding together, yet nobody said anything. The guy played in the game. And I think Notre Dame here has got some exposure, as they say.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think no one knew what to make of this story because it can go one of two ways. Either he was hoaxed or he's in on the hoax, and we still don't know this. I just want to go back to a point from one of your talking points about the laziness of culture. This is the big problem with the web, is that we allow web lies to skate by. No one bothers to check anything anymore. And I'm as guilty as anybody. I actually Google medical illnesses when I'm sick, and I take my advice from, like, psychics in Norway, rather than actually call a real doctor. And that's the culture we live in today, is that we actually don't check anything anymore. And it could any journalist could have figured out. Notre Dame could have figured out that this was not a dame.
Oh, ESPN, which was the agency that drove the story, obviously didn't check it. But Notre Dame now, McGuirk, is still standing by this. As you know, yesterday there's the athletic director going, well, Manti is the victim here, and he's the victim of a... Meantime, his father apparently told the press that the imaginary girl visited Manti in Hawaii.
Yes.
I mean, I read a report that his father was going... So there was an imaginary visit. Now, we know Hawaii's real, right? I've been there, so I know it's real, all right? So there's an imaginary visit from an imaginary girlfriend. Yeah. I mean, you're going, when is this going to ever end?
There's a lot left to come out. And the fact that Notre Dame did an investigation and is still sticking by him is pretty inexplicable. Even Lou Holtz is very skeptical of that whole thing. But, I mean, look, today it was exposed that the girl, his imaginary girlfriend, the picture that they used was a classmate of a friend of his. And so there's some sort of conspiracy. There's a lot more left to come out. But if it is true and he had 3 years, I mean, I would just say this to young adults and kids on the internet. You're going to end up living in your mom's basement, you know, again, some pale-faced loser with bad eyes and carpal tunnel syndrome. Get out there and enjoy life. But this internet stuff is
no doubt about
bad.
it. The internet's taken over, and it's addicting. It's an addictive
video
substance.
games, Facebook.
I know. It's
crazy.
It's crazy. I'm going to have to let Gutfeld wrap it up. Gutfeld, say something sage to
All
the
right.
folks.
When people complain about the web, they're actually complaining about the lack of family. No one shares with each other the experiences that are going on in their lives because they prefer to share it with strangers because there's a novelty effect of talking to somebody you don't know rather than talking to somebody you know too well. And that's what you're seeing now. You're seeing people reaching out to strangers, and that often leads to bad things.
All right, gentlemen, thanks very much. We appreciate it.